Hey there, Wheatridge, Arvada, Lakewood, and the rest of West Metro Denver. I'm Susie Stewardson with the Summit Team, your local real estate expert here to break down what's happening in our housing market and what it means for you. Now, whether you're thinking of buying, selling, or just watching from the sidelines, this is the kind of update you don't want to sleep on. So let's dig in. New listings, we saw 1,010 new listings hit the market in June. That's a slight drop from 1,153 in May. What that means, sellers are cautious. We normally see an increase this month, and they may be nervous about where the market's headed next. Now, if you're buying, this is not much of a change from last month. But if you're selling, pricing and presentation are still key. So active listings. There were over 1,823 homes actively for sale in June, up from 1,754 in May, and more than the 1,391 last year, suggesting that inventory is accumulating as turnover slows. Translation, the days of buyers fighting over every new home like it's Black Friday at Best Buy, they're over for now. But don't let that fool you. Demand is still strong in our area. The trick is making sure your home stands out. Now, pending sales dipped from 726 in May to 697 in June. That's a lower number than this time last year and still lower than we saw a few years ago. This tells us buyers are being a little more cautious, maybe waiting on interest rate changes or getting pickier with even more inventory to choose from. Now, in short, it's not slow, it's just more balanced. Homes sold, we had 677 closed sales in June. Now, that's lower than what we typically see for this time of year and actually among the lowest we've seen in several years. Homes are taking longer to sell, with median days on market increasing from 6 to 10. That might sound like a red flag, but it's really just highlighting the gap between buyer interest and actual buyer action. Now, many folks are still sitting on the fence, and some sellers are pricing too high for today's reality. Prices. Here's where things get interesting. Despite the slower pace, the median price edged up to $712,500, slightly up from a year ago, and on par with prices from 3 years back. So what does that mean? Basically, homes are still holding value, but sellers are starting lower and negotiating more. Now, the takeaway, pricing your home right from day one makes a big difference in how fast it sells and for how much. And let me give you a real-world example. We just listed a home last Thursday. The seller took my advice on a few simple updates, nothing major, just the right fixes, and most importantly, they trusted our pricing strategy. We went live Thursday and had offers rolling in by Friday, and by Saturday, we were under contract, $25,000 over asking. This is not a one-off. That's how most of our listings go because we know how to position homes in these markets for the best results. Final thoughts. The market is no longer wild and unpredictable like it was a few years ago, but it is nuanced. If you're selling, you need a plan. If you're buying, you need a strategy. And in both cases, you need someone who knows how to navigate shifting winds. I'm Susie Stewardson with the Summit Team, your local expert in West Metro Denver. Let's connect and map out your next move. Whether you're just curious about your home's value or ready to get serious, want your home to be the next success story? Let's talk.